What if I told you that the person who seems to hold all the power in your life is actually terrified? That super confident image they show the world? It's just a fragile mask held together by fear. You've probably heard that a narcissist's biggest fear is that you'll leave them. But that's only half the story. Their real terror, the thing that haunts them, is that you will see them for who they truly are, behind the mask. It's the fear of being exposed, of becoming irrelevant, and of losing control over someone they thought they owned. And this applies whether you're dealing with someone diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, or just a person who uses these toxic, manipulative traits to control you. Their entire world is an empire built on smoke and mirrors, and once you develop these 4 simple traits, you become the light that burns right through it. You become the one person they can never control again. You become their greatest fear. Today, we're not talking about getting revenge. We're talking about taking your power back. We're going to break down, step by step, the 4 traits that will turn you into the one person a narcissist can never have power over again. Trait 1. Unwavering boundaries. The first trait and the foundation of your new power is having unwavering boundaries. And I don't just mean saying no. A real boundary, when you're facing a narcissist, is a declaration that you are your own person. It's you calmly and firmly saying, "This is where my space ends and yours begins. Your chaos stops right here." Narcissists are experts at pushing your limits. They test you constantly, starting with small things, a backhanded compliment, a question that's a little too invasive, a favor that feels more like a demand. These aren't accidents, they're tests. They're checking your defenses for weak spots. When they find one, they'll keep pushing until your sense of self starts to fade. Having an unwavering boundary means you are no longer up for negotiation. It sounds like this. When they raise their voice or get nasty, you say, "I won't be spoken to this way. This conversation is over until you can be respectful." Then you physically walk away. When they try to gaslight you and twist reality, you say, "My memory of what happened is very clear. I'm not going to argue with you about it." When they make a crazy demand, you simply state, "That doesn't work for me," without giving them a long excuse they can pick apart. See the pattern? These aren't invitations to a debate. They are statements of fact. You're not asking for their permission, you're informing them of your reality. Why does this send them into a spiral? A narcissist's feeling of superiority is built on their ability to control and put others down. They expect you to just go along with it. When you set a firm boundary, you're essentially holding up a mirror and saying, "I am not an object, I am a person, and you have no power here." This shatters their sense of entitlement and cuts off a major source of their confidence. They're left facing a situation they can't manipulate and a person they can't control, which triggers deep panic and vulnerability. Trait 2. Emotional detachment. The second trait is emotional detachment. This is where you learn to observe their drama instead of getting sucked into it. Think of the narcissist as a performer in a one-person show, and their fuel, their narcissistic supply, is your emotional reaction. Your anger, your tears, your frustration, every one of your reactions is like applause to them. It proves they have the power to affect you. Emotional detachment is you deciding to sit back and refuse to clap. It's not about becoming cold or heartless. It's about being a calm, unresponsive audience to their manufactured chaos. They love to create storms and then blame you for the rain. A rage-filled text isn't a real attempt to talk. It's a request for your emotional breakdown. A cruel comment isn't an observation. It's an invitation to an argument they've already planned out in their head. Practicing emotional detachment means you stop accepting these invitations. To that long, dramatic wall of text full of accusations, you respond with, "Nothing." Or, if you absolutely have to, a single word, "Noted." That silence will drive them crazy because they can't stand being irrelevant. To a verbal jab meant to get a rise out of you, you can respond in a neutral, almost bored tone. That's an interesting way to see it, or "I hear you," and then you change the subject or leave. This is often called the grey rock method, where you become as boring and unresponsive as a grey rock. They can't get a reaction out of a rock, and they can't get one out of you. Why does this fill them with dread? A narcissist's fragile ego needs external validation to feel real and powerful. When you give them nothing, you cut off their main fuel source. Your lack of a reaction sends a clear message: they don't matter. It shows them that their best weapons, rage, pity, manipulation, are totally useless against you. For someone who desperately needs to be the center of the universe, becoming invisible is a fate worse than death. It makes them feel like they don't even exist. Before we get to our third trait, which takes this all to another level, let's take a second. If you've ever felt completely drained from being someone's emotional fuel source, I want you to comment with the word "reclaimed" below. It's more than just a word. It's a declaration to yourself and everyone here that you're taking your energy back. Trait 3. Radical indifference. If emotional detachment is a strategy, radical indifference is a state of mind. This is the third and maybe the most terrifying trait to a narcissist. Indifference isn't an act you put on. It's something you become. It's when you've done the healing work and you genuinely, deep down in your soul, do not care about their opinion, their actions, their new life, or their attempts to get you back. This is the opposite of love, but it's also the opposite of hate. Hate is still a powerful emotional connection. Hate tells the narcissist they still have a grip on you and are taking up prime real estate in your mind. Indifference, on the other hand, tells them they are completely and totally irrelevant. It's when their name comes up in conversation and you feel nothing. It's when you see them with a new person and your only thought is a quiet, distant sense of relief that it's not you anymore. Getting to this place requires healing. It means building a life for yourself that is so full and happy that there's just no space left for their ghost. It means focusing so much on your own joy and goals that their drama becomes nothing more than faint background noise. Why is this their ultimate nightmare? A narcissist truly believes they are the main character in everyone's life story. Their entire sense of self depends on it. When you left, they imagined a future where you'd be miserable without them. They expected to live in your head, rent-free, for the rest of your life. Your genuine indifference completely flips the script on them. It tells them they weren't the star of your movie. They were a minor, forgettable character in a single chapter. This is the ultimate narcissistic injury. It doesn't just wound their ego, it erases it. Their greatest fear is being ordinary and forgettable. Your indifference proves that they are. You haven't just left them, you've forgotten them. And in the narcissist's world, to be forgotten is to be destroyed. Trait 4. Quiet confidence and documentation. The final trait is a powerful 1-2 punch. Quiet, unshakable confidence that is backed up by documentation. This isn't about planning some dramatic public takedown. The real power here is in its silence. It's the calm certainty you feel when you know the truth because you've written it down. Narcissists are masters of gaslighting, of making you question your own sanity. They will deny things they said just minutes ago. They will invent entire conversations. They will twist your words until you don't even recognize them. Their goal is to create such a thick fog of confusion that you have to rely on their version of reality just to see. Documentation is your lighthouse in that fog. This means keeping a private, secure journal. Write down the dates, times, and details of manipulative conversations. Screenshot abusive text messages. Forward gaslighting emails to a separate private account. This is not for them. You don't threaten them with it. This is for you. It's your anchor to reality. The next time they say, "I never said that," you don't have to argue. You can look at your journal and know with 100% certainty, yes, you did. Doing this builds an unbreakable fortress of quiet confidence inside you. You no longer need them to admit the truth. You already have it. They can sense this change in you. They can feel that their most powerful weapon, gaslighting, doesn't work on you anymore. You are no longer playing a part in their delusional reality. You are an observer, grounded in facts. Why does this fill them with dread? Because a narcissist's deepest fear is being exposed. They are terrified the truth will come out. While you may never show your documentation to anyone, the fact that it exists is a silent threat to their entire false identity. More importantly, the confidence it gives you is something they can feel. You carry yourself differently. You're no longer reactive or defensive. You are calm, solid, and immovable. They sense that you know, and this knowledge makes you impossible to manipulate. You hold the facts, and facts are the one thing their false story can't survive. So let's recap the 4 traits. Unwavering boundaries, to declare you are your own person. Emotional detachment, to cut off their fuel supply. Radical indifference, which makes them irrelevant. And quiet confidence with documentation, which makes you immune to their lies. Notice that none of these are about attacking the narcissist or playing their toxic games. Every single one is about turning your focus inward, on healing yourself, building your self-worth, and taking back your own reality. The ultimate irony is that as you focus on your own healing, you accidentally become a narcissist's worst nightmare. You become someone who is untriggered, unafraid, and completely out of their control. You become the living proof of the truth they spend their whole lives running from, that they have no real power. The power was always yours. So stand firm in your truth. Build your boundaries, tune out the drama, cultivate your indifference, and quietly know your own reality. It's not about changing them. It's about changing yourself, and in doing so, you take back everything they tried to steal. You take back your life,